Big mistake coming out of your stance. Okay, you see this a lot with little kids too, where because I'm out of my stance and he wants to get on top of his head, so he gets on his stance, so we end up wrestling like this. Okay, so don't come out of your stance. He comes out of his stance, there's my attack, obviously. Keeping in mind always that the point of this concept is that your head position is everything. He shouldn't get past my head. Put your hands on. I go to take a shot, his head should follow me down. I go to shoot, his head should follow me down. Okay? Don't make mistakes. Here's another mistake, okay? To reach without motion. So if I stand, and this is something I'm really adamant about all the time, is I see wrestlers, standing and reaching. So the wrestling, their feet aren't moving, and they start to take their hands away from their body. Okay, it's okay to reach if I'm moving. I can reach on him. I can reach on him if I'm moving. Okay. So it's a mistake to reach without motion. Okay, don't make mistakes. Okay, be ready on the whistle. So it means when the match starts, you can't be standing around looking like this. The coach looks over there, and somebody takes a shot on you, ready to wrestle. And now you're already wrestling. Okay, I probably would have took a low single there. Right, so you stand there looking goofy, and you're looking around, got your hands on your knees, but you're like this, your hands on your looking around. Okay, you're not ready. You're not ready on the whistle. Whistle will. There's my shot, and I've already got a takedown. I'm up on you 2 points already. Match just started. Don't make mistakes. Okay, don't make mistakes. It's a mistake to cross your feet. Okay, now this is generally a mistake. If you watch Musakayev, okay, what country is he from? Okay, stud at won a lot of matches this summer on the world level. Okay, he crosses his feet a lot. It's a real weird thing, and he's got this thing where he crosses. I think he's trying to set you up and jump down and shoot in and stuff that he does. So mistakes are made to be, rules are made to be broken, but in general, you don't want to be wrestling crossing your feet. Okay, for one thing is every time I cross, I'm generally not ready to defend or attack. Okay, so a great stance doesn't have to be this attack stance stuff. It's a stance where you can attack and you can defend from comfortably. So just keeping those two factors in mind, that's what defines a great stance. It doesn't have to be, a bent over stance. Okay, but don't make mistakes. It's a mistake for your hands to reach past your head. Again, all these are made, are bendable rules. But in general, if my head's here, I should be not reaching a far distance past my head. See how he's already gone to attack my arm. Okay, so if I'm not reaching a long way past my head. Okay, so my arms stay short and my movements stay tight. Okay, so try not to reach past your head. With that same concept in mind, don't make this mistake. Don't let your elbows come out past your shoulders. Okay, so if my elbows are in line with my shoulders, this is my defense, right? This body position, this is, you're stingy with your elbows and your body position. Short arms and hooks. Okay, so as soon as my elbows start coming out past my shoulders, now I'm giving space where you can grab that elbow and get underneath that. Get underneath that. Okay, so this is your defense. Don't let your elbows come out past your shoulders. Okay, don't make mistakes. Don't lean too far forward. Okay, obviously if I'm like this, we love this chest over knee stance, this chest over knee position. Okay, but you got to keep your head up. Okay, if you start to lean too far forward, well, now getting this in, I can pull him onto his hands, or I can pull him out on his toes. And when I pull you on your toes, it causes an overcorrection. Okay, so if I'm too far forward, it just slightly starts to pull me out of my toes. Now my instinct is to come fight back up. Boom, there's a leg attack, right? So when I see it, just as another tip, I see a guy really low trying to block my low shot, I might come out and just start pulling him here. Okay, so keep your stance. I pull him here, stay in stance. Pull out on his toes just to get him to come up, fight up, boom, boom, boom. Okay, or underneath. So, mistake to get too far out on your toes. Also a mistake to be back on your heels. So we don't want to wrestle on our heels like this, right? When I'm watching wrestlers and I'm scouting or I'm studying kids or assessing kids, I watch as they move. I'm watching where the weight is underneath. Just wrestle normal, just move around normal. Where the weight is, if there's space under the front of their feet. So if they're moving like this, where I can see underneath their feet, I can tell they have a lot of weight on their heels. Also, he could just pop me, okay, and knock me back, which is going to get me to come back to him, and then coming to me, okay? That's a great setup in itself. It's just that little pop back, boom, come back, right? Okay. It's a big mistake to put soft hands on an opponent, okay? Your hands should always be heavy. Don't lay soft hands on them. And, you know, what I mean is, when you put your hands on your opponent's soft, when I touch him, he should feel it. He should feel it. He should feel it. My hands are never soft, okay? And if they are soft, it's usually a trap. It's usually a trap, and I'm baiting him of some sort. And so, as an experienced wrestler, you start to recognize that too. If somebody's being really soft with me and they know how to wrestle, that's probably a trap of some sort. They're baiting you, okay? So, great example. He gets inside tie, fast grab, inside tie, right here. And I come in here, and I come inside. I want him not to soft pummel back inside. Go back in, just bring your hand back inside. I want him to clear hard. No, you gotta chop. Yes. Yes. Again, no soft pummel, no, soft pummel. Clear. Right there. Okay? And you should move your hips. You should move your hips. Inside tie. I should stay in there. Tough. Shuffle. Re-engage. Okay? Don't make mistakes. Another mistake. Okay? Big mistake to back up to pressure. Pressure on you, you should circle. Okay? And when I say circle, I mean lateral motion. Okay? Circling is not a backward circle. Lateral motion sideways, I circle sideways. I think a lot about a boxing analogy when I'm teaching this stuff. So, if I was to turn on this opponent, get in the stand, yeah, thank you. Okay, so if I was to turn on him, I turn here. Bow. I might turn here. Bow. I'm not going to circle away like this. Okay, because I want to stay close enough to strike him. Okay, same thing. If he puts pressure on me, starts to push me, my feet are going to square. He puts pressure on me, I square and I circle. Okay, if I'm staggered, I typically square and circle away from my lead leg, but not always, not always. They might try to time that too. So you're always changing your cadence, you're always keeping them on their toes, but the one thing we don't do to pressure is back up, okay? We circle to pressure, lateral motion, lateral motion. Don't make mistakes. Here's another mistake. Don't circle to the lead leg in an open stance. So he's a staggered stance, okay? I typically want to circle towards his trail leg. Okay, I typically want, because if I start moving this way and he just pivots, he can still strike me. Just turn your shoulders and hit. Right there, yeah, there it is. So, he's in the lead leg stance, right leg. I start moving this way, bam. Look, let me do it. Okay, I'm in my staggered stance here. Right there. I'm just gonna pivot. I'm just gonna, right there, and take that shot. He circles this way, it forces me to square up. Okay? So, don't circle lead leg in an open stance. One more time. You get the concept. He's in the right leg lead stance. I start to move right, boom, boom, strike, go, boom, wait, do it again. Let those hands go. I'm here. Boom, right there. Right there. You can read that. Okay, don't make mistakes. Okay, I like this one. Okay, don't make mistakes. It's a mistake not to get your hands on somebody that's known for speed. Okay, if your opponent's faster than you, you grab him. It's pretty simple. So if he's out here moving around, using motion on me, faking on me, making me anxious, okay, I want to get my hands on him. I want to get my hands on him so I can feel him. If I can just touch him, okay, and get where I can get contact of him and feel him, now I'm attached to him. And now we're moving more as one. Right? So if I get attached to him, even if I don't have a grip on him, keep moving, keep wrestling. Okay, keep wrestling. I can feel him. I can feel him, and I negate his speed if he wants to hit me from space. So once I can attach myself to him with head position and then move my feet, now I can start to get my offense going again, and I don't have to be so cautious and totally capital D, right? So if the opponent's known for speed, we tie him up, okay? Don't make mistakes. Don't make this mistake. An opponent known for strength, okay? We need to keep space when he's stronger than us, okay? A lot of times when I was competing, I'd come out, we'd get into a tie, and he's just stronger than me. He pulls my elbow in, maybe he beats me to inside tie, okay? And he both sides, and he's just better. I get back inside tie, and he wins it again. Both sides, okay? And I just can't fight for it. Okay, and I just can't maintain the inside tie. Well, then that's where I have to have an answer to that question. Okay, if I'm going to pass this test, I got to have an answer to all the questions. So, to the challenges, to the problems. What's the answer to this problem? Get your space. I'm going to create space and keep my space away from him. Okay, now I'm going to manage the space by faking and dropping. Okay, so if he respects me, and he should respect me, every time he moves in, I can drop. I can drop. I can fake and stay down in my stance. Okay? If you really study John Smith, nobody ever really rushed John Smith. Okay? They had to be calculating and be careful because they knew if they brought their hands away, if they came in in a clumsy way or weren't careful about their position, he's going to take them down. So we need to build that in as we clear ties and drop. And drop, and make them respect your speed, and learn to go square stagger, get out of there, and drop. Okay? So you're dropping, you're faking, you're loading, your head position. Okay? I got a gun pointed at you the whole time, and you can't rush in when I got this gun pointed at you. So don't make that mistake. Learn how to keep space versus stronger opponents. It's a mistake. It's a mistake to allow your opponent to create an angle on you. To keep an angle, to keep position on you, okay? So if we're squared up, okay, and he goes and creates an angle, okay, right there, okay? I must keep him in front of me, okay? So wrestling starts and stops with head position. So as soon as he creates this angle, okay, now he's got head position, okay? Okay, I don't know a lot of shots like this, and he's got all of his attacks, okay? If he's got head position and inside control, okay, in this position, he's really the only one that can score. I need to beat this and clear this if I'm going to have a chance. So I need to fight hard to get back to head-to-head. Okay? I need to fight hard to get back to this head-to-head position. If he creates an angle this way, go the other way. I need to square to him. I need to square to him. So it's a big mistake to let your opponents create an angle. Okay? Square them up. Get back to head-to-head. Okay? Your opponents. Okay, I've talked about this in a previous video, but I see a lot of wrestlers come out and their goal is to get to head. Okay? My youth coach, Coach Joe Edmondson, we used to start head to head. And so there was a lot of talk about getting back to head. Okay? And actually being able to feel this position where we stay attached, okay, and that's a great drill for kids, okay, move your feet and to stay attached where we're both giving the right type of pressure head to head, okay, but we don't want to stay head to head. Okay, because we have no advantage. Once we get to head, we create the angle. We create the angle. Whether we do it with our feet, whether we do it with our hands. Best way to do it, obviously, is do it with your hands and feet. Okay, so he's gonna go head motion, straight hands, inside tie. Okay, notice there was no soft hands, moving his hands and feet. When you reach, your feet move. Do it again. Okay, this is putting a lot of these rules together. Okay, when you first reached, your feet weren't moving though. Okay, so you're already moving right there. Angle up. Now he got the angle. He's creating the pressure. Okay, it'd be a mistake for him to let me get back to head. Okay, as I start to fight for head. Okay, all right. You can do that too. You can do that too. Okay, hey, don't make mistakes.